All right. So I will spend the next few minutes to just quickly take you through the the background of the department and also the current status from the department. As we look back, as it is already pointed out, the department was formed out of the what's called the wireless laboratory in the ET department with 13 students in 1947. All of you went through this department and know that the department building was inaugurated by the Prime Minister in 1951. We had degree programs started after the formation, after the approvals from UGC way back in 1956. And several exciting new disciplines originated out of the department in the decades after that. What used to be called at that time Center for Information Processing eventually became, the signal processing epicenter, I would say, in the country. Electronics, there is a center started, Electronics Design Technology, in 1970s, which has triggered, a lot of interest in the electronics manufacturing in the industries in the country. In 1980s, the department, as it was pointed out, was the host. Department hosted what was called this ERNET within the campus, and eventually it branched out later. The going with the trends of the day in 90s, the the undergraduate programs were discontinued, and then we had these ME programs, which eventually became 2-year programs at that time, and we split them into these different disciplines in around 96 or so. And so, going with the tradition, our colleagues actively participated and then eventually formed this center, which is now a separate department on nanoelectronics in 2011. And as we speak, there is a new center on which is supported by Robert Bosch on cyber physical systems, in which case also an active participation from the department is evident. We are now going back to this older scheme of things, and in an inclusive approach, we have now made our own MTech program. Earlier, it used to be called Communication and Networks. Now we have renamed it as MTech ECE, which will incorporate all the sub-disciplines of the ECE department. This is also now extended along with 2-3 other programs in the institute as an online MTech program for working professionals. So looking back, it is very clear that the department has been a crucible for new initiatives. The research areas have evolved over the years, or I would say over the decades. And some of these areas have, got newer names and, newer prominence and a different set of emphasis of, of the time. And, our own visibility for the past is also limited. So I have tried to gather a few of those topics as we pass through the decades of the history of the department. And as you could see, all these times, the department has been initiating research in the forefront of the technology. Outcomes of the research is widely, accepted, and it could be seen from any acceptable means of scientific metrics, and coming from the the set of faculty members who are currently in the department, spreading across 13 professors, and 12 associate or assistant professors, and a similar number of various other contributors for the department, leading to citations of the order of 60,000 at this stage, several books, book chapters, and other publications, and faculty colleagues bringing in as many different awards as the country have at this stage. And for a department of this size, you can see that 1/4 of the faculty members are fellows of IEEE, 1/3 are fellows of the National Academy of Engineering and other academies in the country and elsewhere. We can also see about a dozen different scientific journals where our colleagues are either associate professors, associate editors, or other similar or better, higher roles in managing these professional publications. We now look for these recent updates. As I mentioned, we have 2 new offerings of master's programs, one for regular and one for online on electronics and communication engineering, both starting this academic year. We had 3 young faculty joining the department just the last year in 2020, and we have made 2 offers, and I expect both of them to join in the next couple of months. One exciting news that I can share today is based on what is published last week in the website of ISRO, where they have announced that they are adopting a new code for their navigation satellites. I may say that this is like all of us speak our own mother tongue at home. Now, our satellites can speak a language, a digital language, which is of Indian origin, and that is coming from the department. We're also extending our collaborations with industry. As you could see, many majors from across the world and the country are collaborating with us in various capacities. And I'm sure this trend will continue. And to ensure larger emphasis for the industry collaboration, we have recently formed an industrial advisory board with several colleagues who have associated with us in the past, so that we will give the right set of directions to move forward. And I look forward to a brighter future. Thank you. That's what I have to say today.